Hey guys, assalamualaikum, it's Jenna G. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this delicious chicken meatballs that are all baked in homemade marinara sauce. Alright guys, so for our meatballs I'm using chicken. You can use beef, you can use lamb if you want as well, but I'm just going to be using minced chicken. A couple of you guys have messaged to ask how it is I go about cleaning my minced chicken. Well, I just usually give it a quick rinse, use a little strainer to catch the majority of it, because when you do put this in water, a lot of it gets lost. So it's just like literally a quick rinse and a little squeeze of lime. I'm going to be using some all-purpose seasoning in this. I've got my green seasoning already chopped up here. This is just a combination of our shadow benny or cilantro, some pimento and some garlic. Now pimento smells quite spicy, quite hot, so I'm hoping that it's not too overbearing, but we shall see. I'm going to be using some panko breadcrumbs, the whole wheat ones, as you would have seen me use that in the video with the salmon patties as well. I'm adding some Parmesan cheese. You can add mozzarella cheese if you want, or a combination. I'm going to be using 1 egg. And for the marinara sauce, I've got my tomatoes, and I'm going to be using a lot of these dried herbs. And I've got some fresh cilantro in here. I'm going to be using some honey and some salt and put everything together. So let's get started, and it's pretty simple. When you're making these meatballs, you're just going to combine everything. I'm going to be adding in my green seasoning. I'm going to be adding my all-purpose seasoning, my Parmesan, my breadcrumbs, and I forgot I'm also using some soy sauce in this. So I'm going to be using my hands, but if you prefer using gloves, you can go right ahead. But when my videos are being done, it's strictly for home eating purposes, so it's just me family wise. So I'm using my hands, but like I said, you can use gloves if you prefer to. If you want to add some spice, you can add some spice as well, but I forgot to mention some paprika in it also. So because I'm going to be using the marinara sauce, I'm going to be adding the marinara sauce to this. You can spice up the marinara sauce, but if you're not using the marinara sauce with it, you can add just about anything else that you want to add to this. More cheese, lots more seasoning, spice, anything you want, but the sauce together with this is going to go along fantastic. Next thing I'm going to be doing is just spraying a baking dish, and I'm going to be, what you can do for this part is use an ice cream scoop to make it easier. So we're going to be using like this, but I'm just going to be using my hands to shape it. Now what I normally do is just wet my palm a little bit so it does not stick up. And I'm just going to lay it on the dish. While I'm doing this, I have my oven preheating to 375 degrees, and I'm just going to add these, and while these are baking, I'm going to be working on the marinara sauce. So I've got the meatballs all nicely done. I'm just going to give it a quick spray of cooking spray, and I'm going to pop it into the oven at 375 for about 20 minutes. So the meatballs are in the oven, and I've already chopped up my tomatoes. I have some garlic, some fresh cilantro, I have my dried herbs, my honey, my all-purpose seasoning, and now it's time to put our marinara sauce together. So I've got my pan up, my oil is hot, I'm adding my garlic. Before it starts to burn, I'm going to add my tomatoes. I'm going to keep my heat on medium, low to medium. I'm going to add my all-purpose seasoning. This has salt in it already, so at the end of it you can taste it and adjust accordingly. I'm adding some whole oregano, some basil, and I'm adding my cilantro, and not forgetting my honey. So I'm going to add some water to this, and I'm just going to let everything come together. It's going to take a couple of minutes. Leave it on low medium, and we'll see how it goes. So it's been just about 2 minutes. I'm just going to check on it, and this would not take too long to make. It smells delicious, and I'm just using my potato masher here, and I'm just going to just mash it up, and I'm just going to let some of that sauce or that water evaporate. If you want some spice to this, you can add some cayenne pepper or ground chili. And the dried herbs or the fresh herbs, whichever one you choose to use. The dried ones are perfectly fine. They add so much extra flavor. So I tasted mine and I added some spice just because I like the spice in it. And this should be finished now. So you want to just cook it until the tomatoes are nice and soft, and you can mash it up and create this nice sauce. So you don't want chunky tomatoes or chunky skin in the tomatoes as well. So if you find that it's still too tough, let it continue cooking. You can add some more water and let it cook down some more. This is perfect for me. So once the meatballs are done, we're just going to add these over them, and you can serve them over some pasta, or you can even have them in a sandwich, and you've got yourself a nice meal. So I left it for 25 minutes instead of the 20 minutes. This is what it looks like, and all I'm going to be doing now is just adding my marinara sauce over it. And doesn't this just look absolutely delicious? And that is it for our baked chicken meatballs in homemade marinara sauce. Pretty simple recipe, pretty easy to follow. You can use beef, you can use lamb if you want for the meatballs. You can make them extra spicy if you want. And you can actually eliminate the eggs. I've actually found that without the eggs and just the breadcrumbs and the cheese, it actually holds together really well. So you can eliminate the egg if you want to eliminate it, up to you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Give it a try out for sure. Let me know what you think. This marinara sauce is absolutely delicious. So I'm just making some, boiling some pasta, and I'm just going to have that with this chicken meatballs in marinara sauce.